the morning show.
Yeah.
The Big Show with Glenn and Angel on Kiss 92.
Good morning. Sometimes getting out of bed in the morning is a lot to deal with all at once.
I was just pretending to be frozen there. That's why I've been wearing my shades, because then people can't see where I'm looking, right? Usually I'm like looking up, just daydreaming.
You look like you were super upset there.
Right, I know.
You're not upset, right?
That's my acting face.
Oh.
How do you think I could star in Lulu the movie if I can't act?
Okay, which is currently, by the way, showing on Netflix right now.
Okay, anyway, this morning our guest is award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
Wow, very loud this morning.
Good morning, Dr.
I like
Jerry.
I like that.
Maybe it's the mic.
You sound as wild as the way your hair is looking this morning.
Stop commenting on the way she looks. Okay, Dr. Jerry, we've got an interest. What?
I'm going to put glasses.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my goodness, you look nice with the glasses.
If you'd like to watch us on... If you'd like to watch us, join us on The Big Show TV at Kiss 92 FM on YouTube and Facebook. She is very giggly this morning, isn't she?
Because of the topic. Oh my God, I'm filled with trepidation with the topic.
Okay, what's the topic?
Today's topic is relationships and gender differences. But why I'm so filled with trepidation is because Glenn gave me the topic.
Oh no. It came from you, Glenn? Oh,
Jerry,
my goodness.
you're not supposed to say these things.
So there are...
I'm supposed to go like, what? Oh, okay, that's the topic for today, huh?
You're supposed to act surprised. That was a terrible acting role bit right there, Glenn. Terrible.
Okay.
Yeah. Dr. Jerry?
Yes, so that's why the glasses go on. We need to be a little bit more serious here because we're talking about a serious topic here. I mean, we have different types of relationships, right? We have the parent-child relationship, we have friendship, we have the work, colleague relationship, the boss and the staff relationship, and we have the romantic relationship. So we have many different kinds of relationships.
Yeah, and some adult relationships are also like a parent-child relationship.
Maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
so, it could be different sort of relationships. And then we have to look at the gender differences, how we approach these different relationships. So that's what we are talking about today.
Okay, where should
Okay.
we start?
Where do you want us? Oh, no, maybe
Where do you want to
No,
start?
no,
Okay. Let's continue to talk about this on the Big Show TV, shall we? And your glasses just came on. Is it because you lao hua now? or what?
No, these are fake glasses.
Oh.
So I literally
Fake glasses.
Stop. No,
I know some women who wear fake glasses.
Don't give Glenn more material, please.
Okay, anyway. Up next, Elite. This is Magnetic on Kiss 92.
Okay. Yes, where do we start?
I told you this topic is so difficult. That's why I needed to look serious at least.
She needed to dress the role.
Okay,
Oh my
okay. Looking good, Jerry. Looking good.
Okay. Let's start with communication styles. Okay, so we look at the gender differences between men and women, how they communicate. So this one is interesting. I mean, we have both Glenn and Angel here. So what do you think are some differences in how we communicate? Okay, disclaimer. I must give disclaimer to all the listeners and everybody that is watching. This is a general sort of opinion that we are offering. It doesn't
Okay.
mean there are no exceptions to the rule. So we are talking about a whole spectrum. So we are not saying that all women or all men behave in a certain way. We are saying most people behave in a certain way.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the question again?
Forgot already.
Communication styles. So men's communication style and women's communication style.
What are the differences you're saying?
how do we behave? Maybe that would be easier.
I think people in general don't communicate enough. They don't say what they want to say immediately.
Okay.
I mean, that
So
you're
that's
saying again is for stereotype,
similarities,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for similarities, we don't communicate enough. But
That's
when we
horrible,
do,
though, right? Because, I mean, communication is key.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
really do think, like, if in a relationship there is no communication, then, that relationship is doomed.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you what kind of communication I like.
Okay.
The kind of communication I like is a very combative one. Where, I mean, if I were to go and I'm talking, right, then, my partner should also go. And, we just kind of go at it, right? But if I'm going at it and the other person just keeps quiet, right, that's it.
Of course, because combat
It's
is
the
between
end.
two people, right? I
Yeah.
mean, if you give, you gotta firstly know how to get, and you're giving because you want to get as well. You can't just have it one-sided.
Yeah.
Dr. Jerry?
okay.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
that's
It's very
just them.
stimulating. It's very stimulating.
Okay, but that's your style, you see.
Oh, okay. It's not normal, is it?
No.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not for everybody. So you're talking about if you're in an emotional state, you would like someone to spar with you.
Yes.
Very much like a Muay Thai. So you express yourself in that way.
Yeah, like I'm different. I would like to talk about it. I don't like conflict in that sense. I mean, if you're having, like for me, if I'm having an argument based on, say, politics or say world events and stuff like that, that I don't mind combat. But if I am having a conversation about feelings and stuff like that, or understanding each other, then I don't like the combative
Right.
style. Then it I feel, because if you're talking about emotions, things are already so emotional, so the emotions should be kept down in that sense and not be an angry kind of emotion. And it should just be conversation about feelings and what you want and goals in life or what have you. But if it's debative, then I'm okay for that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it can be combative all the way.
No, it can. No, well, for you, I mean, it can be if you find the right person to
Because at
combat
the
it.
end, right, there's makeup sex.
This is true as well, yes. But you don't just fight to make up.
Yeah.
Well,
Then
sometimes it becomes a habit.
then you're just constantly looking for like
But it's
negative
fun.
stuff.
Then
to
every
fight.
argument is going to end up with some fun.
Then what if you agree on everything? Then you're not going to have any sex. Am I right?
Then just fight for the sake of fighting.
That's what
lah.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You need to find fault just to have sex. It seems quite sad, though.
There's always a way.
Dr.
Okay,
Jerry?
anyway.
If we deviate a little bit from intimate relationships.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not all that. Okay.
Hey, wait, hold on.
and
Jerry, sorry. Because Angel was
okay.
talking so much, we have to go for a traffic update and then go back on air again. Okay, hold on, huh? Welcome back to The Big Show on The Big Show TV. It is a Tuesday, and that's why we have Therapy Tuesday that's in session right now. Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Good morning to you. Do you want to follow up with what Angel just kind of mentioned? She started talking about makeup sex on The Big Show TV.
Okay.
I love it because the radio listener will think that's true. But if you go to our Big Show TV and rewind that, you'll see that Glenn started it. Okay, Dr. Jerry, your opinion.
Oh my god, this is so cute. Okay, so besides the fact the talk of makeup, sex, and everything, which Glenn started, I would
Thank
say,
you.
Let's just look at the dynamics here. So Glenn says, you prefer things to be a bit more combative. Angel, you're saying that you like to talk about things. So it's very interesting. So we assume that when we talk about things, we park away our emotions. But females tend to look at the different emotions, the spectrum of emotions, the array of different emotions. But Glenn hides it. So the males tend to hide it under just one emotion, which is anger. And that's it.
See?
Yeah, so they tend to collapse it into one emotion. Not everybody, but many of them. So it was quite interesting to see that dynamics there.
Okay,
Yes, you want
I'm
to
not.
come back with
I,
something.
no, I don't want to give people the impression like I'm angry all the time, or when I
Yeah.
argue, I'm angry. No. I'm not. But when I'm pushed, and I'm disrespected, let's say, then in that argument, right, I will go a bit, aggro.
Defensive.
Yeah, not defensive. You see, you love like no.
Okay, I won't
not
put words in your mouth.
defensive, but basically wanting to settle the matter by having a proper conversation, right?
With raised voices.
Why not? If I'm pissed off, I'll raise my voice, and I would like her to also
Raise her voice.
raise her voice. I like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
so that's
not normal once
perhaps
again.
how
Okay.
you and your friends might approach the conflict or the issue. But if we look at maybe the teens in school, so that's why boys tend to come up with a lot more fights, riots. Hopefully they don't do that, but they are a little bit more, as Glenn put it, combative. If we have an issue, let's fight it out. But you see, the girls, they are more emotive, so they can, and they express it. They write it out, they talk it out, they share the different sort of emotions. So there's a lot more talk with the girls.
That's so girly. Like,
Glenn's already falling asleep.
yeah, it's like I know so many other girls who are not like that. I mean, you're describing like a girl who's like a Hello Kitty fan.
No, but I understand what you mean, because if you think about boys, right? If they get angry with like friends or whatever, they're like, "Oh, you want to fight?" And then with girls, it's like, "You want to talk?" It's very, the language as well is very different. I mean, even growing up, it's very, very different.
But let's not stereotype all guys. I know of some
Like she
guys
said,
who will just keep quiet,
Yes.
and just listen to their wives and all that,
And take it all.
and then have a stroke
Oh dear.
at some point. Okay. Anyway, it is 8:15. Let's continue to talk to Jerry on the Big Show TV.
Dr. Jerry, why is there a difference with, like, Glenn, if you were, say, angry with me as a colleague and a friend, or angry with your guy friends,
Yep.
will you have a combative conversation or argument?
I will not have a combative argument, but I will talk it over with the person.
See, so
yeah.
my question is, how come Glenn talks it over with friends, colleagues, and whatever, but when it comes to, say, someone who is tied at the heart, it becomes, like if it's a relationship or something, or another half or something, then it becomes raised voices.
Because when you're out, right, with your friends or the people that you were talking, they treat you with respect, you see. But sometimes in a relationship, somehow, the woman...
Complacency.
Yeah, I mean, both sides, okay, not just the woman.
For sure.
You all of a sudden there's disrespect between the two. And that's when, things kind of flare up a little bit. I will fight with someone who disrespects me, let's say.
Yeah.
But if there's no disrespect, then
There's
I'm
no
fine.
point fighting. Okay.
Yeah, well, okay. So then there's another issue that the young ones love to talk about, which is attachment styles. So this one the young ones love to use, right? What is your attachment style? My attachment is avoidant. Your attachment is anxious, avoidant, and that sort of thing. So, we all have different attachment styles. It doesn't mean that all of us have secure attachment. That means we feel very safe. We feel like we can manage everyone. So we do have elements of different negative attachment styles, and it will affect how we behave in intimate relationships.
What are some
So-
attachment styles, though, Dr. Jerry? Like, what do you mean?
So we have the anxious attachment, we have the avoidant attachment, we have the disorganized attachment. So women generally show higher anxious attachment style. So they are afraid of abandonment, they are afraid of rejection, and they need constant reassurance. Now, this is a very broad sort of assumption, okay? So it doesn't mean it applies for all women. That's why I need to put it out there. Okay, it's just the majority. Men tend to show higher avoidant attachment styles. And usually it is, they will showcase this later in their relationships, and they would have difficulty showing their actual feelings. They would accuse their partner of being clingy or overly attached. They would refuse, help or emotional support from others, and they fear that being too close to a partner will cause them to get hurt, and that personal independence and freedom is more important than partnership.
Guys feel that way.
Yeah. Okay, Glenn's gonna refute
No,
that
I'm not. We're all different, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're all different. That's why I say it doesn't mean that it will apply exactly to everybody, but we're talking in general. So the larger, average population.
Okay.
Someone on Facebook said, sometimes we just have to agree to disagree. No need to always win the argument. Guys are more rational, I think, and less emotional. Do you see that in your sessions, that guys are more rational?
They are, they express more rationally. But inside, they are still
Emotional.
very emotive. Yeah. So sometimes when, a guy is actually a big softie inside.
So they don't know how to get that emotion and show it on the outside.
So if we look at communication, it is influenced largely by our environment, our culture, how we, so there's nature and nurture. So men typically are a little bit more logical, women more emotive, but also because the culture or the environment continues to coach us in a certain way or shape us in a certain way. So they've never really learned how to express it, and to express it the way maybe females express it. And females have never learned how to express their emotions the way males express it. So it does need a balance on both sides.
So is there a need for, say, parents to start encouraging both genders, I mean all genders, to start emoting better? Is that what the general direction is now?
That is what we are teaching the children. So it's not about emoting, but creating emotional awareness and communicating their emotion, or learning how to articulate their emotions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
this
wouldn't you
is something
say
to encourage.
relationships are extremely complex?
It is. So human beings are complex. Dealing with yourself is already difficult enough. And then you have to deal with another person. And then, in a community, we have to deal with 5-10 other people, which is quite a challenge. It is an art, actually. So I was just speaking to one of the clients who says, I don't mind teaching one-on-one, but don't ask me to lead a team, because if I have 10 different personalities, I have to deal with the 10 different personalities. And then, worst of all, I have to rate each of their personalities. I mean, we're talking about, the reviews and the appraisals.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So then why do women want to get married so badly?
The fairy tale little girl dream, right?
Because I believe that most men, could just stay in a relationship without getting married, right? But it's always the woman who wants to get married. Why is this the case?
Because parents, can I answer this, Dr. J?
Sure,
And
go ahead.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
this is what it is. Parents bring up their children, at least when I was a kid and had a daughter as well, with dolls that get married, that have boyfriends, that go on to have children, and they create this perfect home with 2 kids, 2.5 kids with a dog and a white picket fence and all that. So girls are brought up with that vision you know, and they grow up wearing veils on their head and everything else. So as they grow up, they feel that they have to find that person who can fulfill that goal. But until parents don't bring up their girls like that anymore and say it's okay to be your own person and within a relationship without getting married, it's still going to happen. That's how I feel as well. Because boys were never like, oh, you're going to be the groom and you're going to give the girl a ring and you're going to walk her down the aisle and buy her a house. Boys were never brought up like that.
Yeah.
If they were, then maybe they too would be like, okay, I need to find the perfect bride.
Right.
That's how I feel, at least.
So I guess that's two different issues, right? If you're talking about the idea of procreation, about being faithful to one partner, you know, then that's a different concept. But if you're talking about the romantic idea, which Angel, you just brought up, you know, the being a bride, wearing that white gown is romanticized and it's such a beautiful picture that we've been sold since young, you know, that we want to have that moment. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We're going to go for a traffic
Okay.
update. I think marriage is terribly unsexy. Okay. Just need to say that before we go on.
Okay.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. I just want to point out that I think today you've got a beauty mole over here. I think
my makeup?
a bit of your mascara.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Not sexy? No?
I thought it was quite sexy.
Oh, okay.
actually.
Now it's gone.
Like smudged mascara.
I'm taking my mirror out now.
Smudged, yeah. Okay, anyway.
All right, thank you.
Good morning. Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. We're talking about relationships today.
Good morning. Yes, we are, and it is very exciting a topic. Yes, and you know, we were talking about marriage. You know, why do we want to get married? Okay, so let's look at the differences in the needs for males and females. So generally, women would want greater emotional companion behaviors, yeah. So for example, instrumental support, parenting involvement, emotional intimacy, and commitment. Men, on the other hand, would want greater increases in, like, you know, sex, physical intimacy, shared
Correct.
activities, but they also emphasize autonomy and independence. You know, so but if women, on the other hand, would then prioritize that emotional connection and all that shared responsibilities, like I said before. Yeah, so women. This line is actually so we compiled some things together. So Boyan, who is my admin executive, this comes from him. He says women look for providers while men look for companions.
I love the way you did his voice there. You're like Cro-Magnon man. This is how he speaks.
But sometimes even if you're a provider and you're a companion, also not enough. It depends, right? In a relationship, right?
Sure.
Things change.
Again, so the last line that I said, women look for providers while men look for companions, is only a sample size of one. Is Boyan's voice.
Boyan. Good morning, Boyan.
One person.
Yes. So it is, that line was inserted very nicely for me to say, but it is sample size one. So research, it does not hold there.
So it's interesting that you said men only want sex and autonomy. You didn't even say men want intimacy. You said sex. Because there's a difference, right? Physical intimacy. That's it.
So
Can I just-
AKA sex.
Yeah, this is going to be quite controversial when I say this, but I think, I mean, for all men, right? It's always sex first, and then let's see if
Everything
it
else is-
leads to love later.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, I don't mean to sound, crass.
And you know how women do it? Women give also sex. No, so women. Okay, I heard this interesting line when I was quite young, that men will use sex for love, and women will use love. Sorry, men will use love to get sex, and women will use sex to hopefully get love.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. So men will say I love you, and which is what the woman wants to hear, and then they'll get the sex. But women will give the sex hoping to get the love.
Oh.
Is that right, Dr. Jerry?
I don't
you've
think she'll
just
agree with you.
demonstrated the physical intimacy versus the emotional intimacy. Yeah.
Glenn still doesn't get it. Okay, we'll give him a minute to think about that while we go on to Big Show TV.
No,
It's all right,
because
you
I
can
think I think a lot of women will disagree with you. That's the thing, because you're making them look, rather cheap.
No. Again, this is not stereotypical. This is something that I've heard. I didn't come up with it.
Okay. Up next, Gautier featuring Kimbra. This is Somebody That I Used to Know on Kiss 92. Okay.
Yeah, so we are really just talking about, average, the average. So you're talking about like 50% of the population. So if we look at the bell curve, we're not looking at the top 25% and the bottom 25. So they can have, we all can have differences, right?
Yeah.
So even with that 50% in between of the bell curve, we have subtle differences. So we are really generalizing today. So do not fault us.
Yes. Nothing. We cannot be held accountable for anything that we say today.
Anyways, so if we are talking about differences, but if we look at the similarities, this is quite interesting because female place as much importance on physical attractiveness as ideal characteristics in a sexual partners as males.
Okay. You just need to say the right things to them. Right? It's different. What I mean, a guy can turn on just like that, but not a
No, that's true.
a lady.
Yeah, that's true. It takes a lot more.
It's very
yeah.
different, right?
Yeah.
But we are looking at the similarities here. So we are saying that females and males place equal importance on physical attractiveness.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Both males and females view loyalty as the most important characteristic in a romantic partner.
100%. And respect. I feel they're both maybe on the same bar.
Loyalty is the most
and-
important.
Yeah.
Because the guy is king, you see,
Oh, wow.
and the woman is queen.
Yeah, okay. Good you completed that sentence.
Of course. Yeah. So that's why therein lies that loyalty thing. You need to be loyal to your king, and loyal to your queen. Yeah.
Okay. And one of the studies on mate preferences across 37 cultures found that both males and females place similarly high importance on traits that include kindness, love, pleasing disposition, and emotional stability in a marriage partner.
What is pleasing disposition?
I mean, it's just a nice disposition.
That you're kind, that you're pleasant, that you're a pleasant person.
Oh, not
You're a good
pleasing to
person.
the eye.
No, not pleasing to the eye, neither pleasing to the other party, as in, I will please you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will just walk around in a really small pair of boxers.
You'd be surprised what women like to look at.
Right.
Probably not that.
But we will invite, the listeners and the viewers to comment on whether
On
the
Glenn's
similarity-
boxes? Okay.
No, don't. Oh my God, what a visual.
She's encouraging everybody.
You're the one that started it, though.
I just want to say I have more of an ass now than I did like maybe 5 years ago. Where my mom would look at me and go like, Glenn, you have no backside. And then I found out that ladies like,
Of course. Just like men like something in the behind,
so
women
then I
like
had to
it
do
too.
my bridges every day to squeeze my butt, just, have a little bit more butt. Okay, anyway, only because Angel just mentioned it. I was just going to keep quiet.
No, yeah, right. What was it? What did I mention?
You asked Angel?
What?
I asked Jerry.
Carry on, Dr. Jerry.
Jerry said, stop, Angel, stop. Don't encourage him because you...
Not encouraging.
Yeah, okay. Go on, Jerry. I have no idea where we're at right now.
We were talking about similarities, and then
Okay.
I don't know how we went to boxes and butts. Yes. Anyways, yes, we are looking at also Steinberg's triangular theory of love. So there are three components, okay? So there's intimacy, there's passion, and there's commitment that he looks at.
Or triangle, I thought you were talking about third party.
No, but passion and
No,
intimacy,
no,
don't
no.
they fall quite on the same side? No?
Passion, so a liking towards the other person. So the
okay.
passion towards the other person, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So he has three different types of love. Okay, so all these components are interactive, so it definitely overlaps one another.
Okay.
So the first one is empty love. Empty love is commitment in the absence of intimacy and passion. So can we live without commitment? So empty love, so commitment. Romantic love derives from a combination of the intimacy and passion components. Companion love, as in being a companion, is a combination of intimacy and the commitment components of love.
That sounds like a good kind of love, companion love.
It sounds like marriage.
But you can do it without. Say what the description is again.
Companion. So companion love is the combination of the intimacy and commitment components of love. So the triangle is
Commitment components of love, but it doesn't mean you have to get married.
Yeah, but it
Why not?
sounds like. Well, I mean,
it sounds like
like
it. Yeah,
marriage.
it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fatuous love is a combination of passion and commitment components without the intimacy component. So I think we had
No
talked
intimacy.
about I think one of the therapy Tuesday last year about sexless marriage. Remember we talked about that? So I suppose it falls into this fatuous love.
So what's the
there's
most
passion.
perfect? What's the most perfect love according to all the four that you've listed? That is a
I
balance of everything.
Oh, actually, there's five. Sorry.
Okay.
So the fifth one is the one that you're talking about: the consummate or complete love.
Oh,
the
complete.
combination of all three components.
The all complete love. So intimacy, companionship,
Intimacy, commitment, and
passion.
passion.
Okay.
Right. How important is the intimacy? I mean, honestly, it's very important, right?
Yeah.
well, that's important for you. So
See?
No, but for some people, I'm sure it's not, right?
it's not.
Yeah, for some
Yeah,
people, it's not.
Yeah, but I think
Yes.
I want to use this platform right now, to talk to all the ladies and the men out there who have not been intimate with their other halves, let's say in their marriages and all that, to please, talk about it, in case.
They want some. No, because some people don't, right? I mean, then at
Yeah.
least you know where they fall, right?
Yeah, because I think in every marriage, and I'm
Yeah.
talking about marriage here, there needs to be a certain amount of intimacy in order for the relationship to continue to thrive.
And the intimacy, Dr. Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not always about sex, right?
Then what is
No,
it?
it's not always about sex. So intimacy doesn't have to be always about sex.
Don't ruin Glenn's dream now.
No, so it can be simple things like remembering to fondle, not just just going straight deep dive.
Did she say
into-
fondle?
No, so she's talking about foreplay now.
Foreplay, right? Okay, got it. got it.
I mean, yeah, cuddle. Okay. Did I use
She
the
said
wrong
fondle,
word?
didn't she?
Yeah, I was like, did she say
I'm
fondle?
like, Jerry.
Oh no, I'm blushing.
Oh, look at her.
Cuddle. You should have seen our faces the moment you mentioned fondle.
Yeah, we're like,
Looking for something else to share. Also.
cuddle. Let's
That's
use-
why I came straight in with foreplay.
Oh my gosh.
This topic is bad topic.
No, it's not a bad topic. People need to hear this.
Yes.
No
We
one
all
else
need
is
to-
talking about it. Fondle.
Yes, but yeah, but remember, to touch the person, hold the person, hug the person. So all these are also very essential.
Okay,
Okay.
we got to go back on the radio. No talk of you know what.
Okay.
Fondling.
Jerry, we're talking about intimacy, and Benjamin says intimacy is important for bonding, but Kenneth also came on our Facebook and said intimacy at 20 is different from intimacy at 60.
No, that's different.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not 60 yet.
Or intimacy at 18 is different from intimacy at 55.
No, it's the same.
So, Dr. Jerry?
It differs. It really, really differs. And what you want out of a relationship can also shift over time. So in a committed relationship, you grow with the person. Your needs also mature with the person.
And that's why you need to
for both.
continue communicating to say what you like now
Correct.
as opposed to
Correct.
before, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's different if you're married right now.
Yeah.
Like 18 and now at like
Yeah.
55 you're married.
Yeah.
Then it's different, you see. But if like at 18 you're not married, then at 55 you're still not married, then it's the same.
Okay, I'm not
it's
sure.
food
No,
for
I think
thought.
also I think also your needs change. You can't want the same thing at 18 as you do when you're 50.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll take your word for it.
The expression might be slightly different, or how you request for it, might be different. Yeah, at 18 and 55.
At 18 it's very
definitely-
hard to request for it. At 55 it's very easy.
Okay. Are we going down that route?
Only
No.
if you want to.
I'm just going with the
No.
flow, Jerry.
Yeah, but a little note for all of us, right? When we look at traditional gender roles, so we talk about gender roles like assuming the women should be the one cooking, or that they, for occupations, right? We assume that women are nurses, they are teachers, and then the males can be only doctors or engineers, but that's not true. So if we think that, or we continue to assume that and internalize it, it will breed resentment. It will lead to a lot of frustration, because we're making a lot of assumption on the other person, and that frustration, that negativity can push each other away from, push the couple apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's not assume, that the other. So we talk about a lot of generalized concepts today, but let's not assume something of the other person.
In other words, you're saying that some people should just not get married.
Some choose not to get married because they know that they don't want to put in that effort to do that, which is true. I've heard that before. Some choose not to be parents because they do not want to put in that effort to deal with all these complexity of the human behavior or the human society.
Or also that they don't want to add to the population. Some parents choose not to have kids because they don't want their children to grow up in a world that's,
Yeah.
say, being destroyed.
So
for the
especially
future.
if you're not going to have kids, then don't need to get married.
Yeah, I would agree to disagree because some people get
Oh,
married, don't get married, and still have children.
That's true.
You
Okay,
know,
okay.
so there is no more stereotypical relationship anymore. I feel free for all,
Free fall.
free for all.
Yes.
Do what you want.
Okay. If it ends
if
in
we look
disaster,
at
it
the-
ends in disaster.
Exactly, it is what it
You
is,
move along.
right? Yeah, you learn and you move along. Pick
Okay,
yourself up.
Jerry. Zap.
Yeah.
We gotta wrap up now.
Oh, we've got to wrap it up. Okay. So this year the theme started with a lot of the concept of courage. So I'm going to borrow what Winston Churchill said. Courage is what it takes to stand up and listen. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen.
Aww.
I like that.
Okay, thank you so much, Jerry, for joining us. And
you.
once again, always fun to have you on the show. Thank you.
It's always fun to have both of you. See all of you.
See you next
both of you in the
week.
studio.
Take
Next
care.
Okay, bye-bye.
One Republic's
Bye.
next. This